make sure that we are. Last time we were together, we learned that a possessive noun is a noun that shows belonging. And we learned that a possessive noun can be replaced by a possessive pronoun. Today's lesson, we are going to learn about reflexive pronouns, and we're going to use them in some sentences. We're going to learn about how to use another kind of pronoun. When a pronoun ends with self or selves, it's called a reflexive pronoun. It comes after the verb, and we use it to talk about the same person as the pronoun or subject. We're going to read the words in the word box out loud. We'll start with the singular words, which means just one. Read with me. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself. If we're talking about more than one, we'd use one of these plural words. Ourselves, yourselves, themselves. Did you notice what all of those words ended in? Think for a minute. What do you notice is at the end of each of those words? Did you notice that all of the singular words ended in self and all of our plural words ended in selves? You're right. Nice job. Read the first sentence along with me. I dress myself. I is the subject of our sentence. It tells who or what the sentence is about. The pronoun myself is like an object pronoun. It comes after the verb dress, but we use it to show that we're talking about the same person as the subject. Myself is always used when the subject is I. Let's read the second sentence together. Mom gets herself ready for work. Who is the sentence about? The sentence is about mom, so mom is our subject. Think for a minute about who she's getting ready. The pronoun herself is telling us that mom is getting herself ready. In this sentence, the subject and pronoun are talking about the same person. When the subject is one female, we use herself. Let's try our next sentence. Dad sings to himself in the shower. Who's the subject of this sentence? Did you say Dad? You're right. And who is Dad getting ready? What's the pronoun in the sentence that refers to who Dad is getting ready? Did you think it was himself? You're right. Himself is referring to Dad. Remember that himself can be used for one man or one boy. Let's read sentence number 4. The twins fix themselves for breakfast. Think for a second. Who's the subject? Who is this sentence about? Did you identify that the sentence was about the twins? You're right. Think about who they are getting ready. Did you say they're getting themselves ready? You're right. Themselves is used to refer to the twins. And when we're talking about more than one person or one thing, we can use the word themselves. Let's read number 5. The toast pops up by itself. What's the subject of that sentence? The toast is the subject of that sentence. Very good. What's the pronoun in this sentence that's talking about the subject? Did you say itself? You're right. Itself's referring to the toast. Let's read our last sentence together. We prepare ourselves for the day. What's the subject of this sentence? We is our subject. And what word is referring to we? Did you say ourselves? Right. When we are using the subject and at least one other person, we use the word ourselves. So like an object pronoun that we learned about before, a reflexive pronoun usually also comes after a verb. It can come right after the verb or after another word such as to, by, at, or for. You might have noticed that reflexive pronouns have a special spelling pattern. When we have a singular noun or pronoun that ends with L and an F, you have to change that F to a V and add ES to make the word plural. For example, if we have one elf, we'd have an L and an F at the end of that word. But if there's more than one elf and there are many elves, we have to take that F and change it to a V and add ES to make the word elves. The word shelf also ends with an L before the F. If we wanted to talk about more than one shelf or many shelves, we would have to take that F, change it to a V, and add ES. The word half also follows this same spelling pattern. Since there's an L before the F, we have to change that F to a V and add ES. So when we're thinking about our reflexive pronouns like yourself, we have to follow that same rule. There's an L before the F, so we take that F, change it to a V, and we add ES. Okay, friends, we have another story that is missing some pronouns. Let's work together to choose the correct pronouns to complete our story. Can you read the words in the word box along with me? Herself, himself, myself, yourself, themselves. Those are our reflexive pronoun options that we can use when we're completing our story. We have breakfast. I get blank cereal. The subject of that sentence is I. What's the verb? The verb is get. Can you remember when the subject is I? Which pronoun do we use after the verb to show that the person that we're talking about is the same as the subject? Think about it. What word would go in that blank? Did you think myself would fit in that blank? You're right. Nice job. Let's continue on with our story. Keep reading with me. My sister makes blank toast. The subject is my sister. Which word from our box would help to make that sentence complete and talk about my sister? Did you think herself would fit? Let's read it and see if it makes sense. My sister makes herself toast. You've got it. That fits in very nicely. Herself is talking about one girl or woman, my sister. Let's read the next sentence. Mom and Dad pour blank coffee. The subject is Mom and Dad. What word would we use to talk about Mom and Dad? Did you think themselves? Let's check. Mom and Dad pour themselves coffee. You've got it. Continue on with me. Then Dad mutters to blank, I can't find my glasses. Which word could we put in here as our pronoun to talk about Dad? Did you say himself? You've got it. Read it back with me. Dad mutters to himself, I can't find my glasses. Nice job. Let's read our last sentence. You should look at blank in the mirror, Mom says. Your glasses are on your face. What word could we put in the blank to complete our story? Did you say yourself? Let's see if it makes sense in that sentence. Read with me. You should look at yourself in the mirror, Mom says. Your glasses are on your face. Oh, how silly. But you're right, the word yourself does make sense in that sentence. I think we did a good job, but let's review our work and read our story back to ourselves. We have breakfast. I get myself cereal. My sister makes herself toast. Mom and Dad pour themselves coffee. Then my dad mutters to himself, I can't find my glasses. You should look at yourself in the mirror, Mom says. Your glasses are on your face. Nice job, friends, using reflexive pronouns to complete our story. Now it's your turn. Try writing 2 sentences using reflexive pronouns, such as itself and themself. Here's one idea that I think you might enjoy. I want you to write about a machine that can make breakfast by itself for a whole family. Think about some of the foods it could make and what it can do by itself